People don't want to know. They want to be, what's the word? Purposely, when you don't want to know the truth.
Ignorant.
Like dense, like you want to be in the dark about it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you don't want to know because you know that if you really knew what went down in your soul, it would mess with you because you know it ain't right.
Yeah, yeah.
That wasn't right what that person did or what they did. Because now, in the social media age, you can change the whole thing now. You can create a whole different world.
You could talk crazy about somebody for 15 days, not tag them, have a whole world of people agree with you, and the other person not have a single clue, anything about it, and generate hundreds of enemies. That's my life right now. That's my life right now.
Nasty,
and let me tell you, I could care less.
Well, I do. I hate it.
I know, of course I hate it.
You know me.
I hate
I'm
it,
the sensitive one. I say it in a minute. That's why they don't want to talk to me because they know I'm gonna come with that real. That's just how I move. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always, like I tell my wife, I would rather, I go straight to it. Whatever it is, like my uncles down south used to say, we go straight to the gristle. We cut all the meat off the bone, all the fat. We getting past all that. If you really want to know what's really, really good, if you don't want to hear me get on my body, don't ask me, you know what I'm saying? But in the spirit of grace, because I feel like anybody that survived the pandemic deserves grace, especially if they look like us.
For sure.
And if they're a man. Every man deserves happiness, especially when you're trying to do some type of good. Yeah, we can make missteps. Yeah, we can treat each other roughly at times. But everybody's going through something. And the calisthenics culture and world is not so different.
Right.
People ain't got jobs. Some people, when it comes to this calisthenics thing, all they have is the bar. And I have to, we are OGs in this game now. It's up to us to respect that. And sometimes it's best to just, leave that person where that is.
Oh, that's the easiest thing.
And that person can be very successful.
Yep.
But I know, especially in New York City, we know. It's just unspoken most times, you know what I'm saying? And I'm wondering sometimes, is that the reason why people are choosy about certain things or certain individuals? Conversations are had on the outside, group texts.
No, I would doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it, and I've seen it. I've seen it. I've been confessed. People have confessed this to me. Like, literally, people have apologized to me for opinions they've had based on somebody else.
Right.
And again, I'm glad you told me in person. So that's one less person I need to care about. That's the way I feel about it. If you have a problem, man, let me know. So I know not to treat you the way I was planning on treating you. Now I got to guard myself around you. Now I got to watch my people around you.
Right.
But let me know. It's easy to not be cool with me.
Right.
I would prefer it because I know. Instead of you being right here, trying to play both sides
for what you can do
and
for
all
me.
this other stuff, right? We've even
There's a lot of that.
We've even had people wanting to be part of the organization just to learn and feed back information someplace else.
Nasty word.
Go someplace else with that, man. I ain't got time for that. I really don't.
The game is the game. It's part of it.
Yeah,
it's some
definitely
things you
part
got to
of
look out. And I understand that because, everybody's trying to get ahead at the end of the day. Everybody doesn't have integrity. They may preach it, but they don't have it, bro.
Can't sell it.
Come on, man. You can say all you want to, but the proof is in the pudding. And I always say, guilty men always try to change history. But what stops that is the people who were there as well. The people who were there in the same events, when these guilty men get to try to restructuring, all women, because it's not gender specific. It goes around the board.
Right.
You can try to rebrand yourself for the public, but that doesn't change what you did to get to where you are.
And the people that witnessed it.
And the people that saw it.
That's we are.
Exactly.
Those historians. That's why what we do is so necessary.
The historians typically are not the most well-liked in the kingdom.
Because they know the dirt.
They know
That's the facts. That's the facts. Somebody told me that. They was like, yo, you're a scary person because you know a lot of dirt. And I was like, yeah, but it's not stuff that I talk about. This is confidential things that I have between this other person. But the only person need to worry about that is the person that told me. But not for the reason I'm going to go and blab it. If you talk crazy about me, I'm like, well, what is the matter with you? Do you not remember? Like,
exactly.
So
that's the one-on-one conversation. And that's, I think, it's a part of us being OGs in this community and showing the way.
Right.
Because I'm going to get to another question there, because this community had older gentlemen, but a lot of them fell off. They're not consistent, and it's just not there to keep the records. They're just not there. And I saw a need for it. You saw a need for it, and here we are. And I think it's one of the most important things outside of the actual reps.
Yep. Yep.
Is remembering what happened, reminding the people, because on average, the people don't care.
No.
Most of them don't. But it has to be there. Every era, I would like to say BCE, before a content era, there were records, there were videos. When people started, shout out to everybody that started shooting videos from that time period,
Yep.
from the early 2000s, late 99 bartenders, all that stuff. Those are records. And you think about the stuff that wasn't on camera, that was like, dang, I wish we had a camera. Remember this, remember that? So this is why this is so important. Speaking of which, how do you feel about the new generation upcoming in calisthenics? It's a whole new crowd. It seemed like overnight, in the last year and a half, there's a whole new, I guess you would say, flock of individuals. It's a new way of doing things. Kind of old school. What's your feelings on it?
So I give it the politically correct answer, which is that because this politically correct answer is very significant.
Right.
Because now there's hundreds of kids going to these parks, right? And meeting up and working out. Those same kids could be shooting up the block. They could be shooting up the block. So everybody that has ever